Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, the hot dish is red hot. Wait till you hear what Jessica Alba had to say about her time on Beverly Hills 90210 years ago. Plus, did I actually enjoy a Ryan Murphy show the whole way through? I'll tell you. Then Stephanie Hansen joins us live from her van. Yes, her van, as she continues her travels across the country. And today, she's telling us how grocery stores are changing in the pandemic. And have you heard of clean beauty? Well, it's the hottest trend in beauty. But what is it? Kendall is on the case. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, and welcome to the Jason Show. Coming to you from our studios in the Twin Cities. Make it a great day. Hey, everybody, I'm Jace. Please put your hands together on your couch, lazy boy, or bench for my good friend, my sister from another mister, Miss Kendall.
Good morning.
Happy Friday, my dear friends.
Oh, we made
did
it,
it.
Jason.
We did it.
Made it.
Let me start off the show by saying congratulations to my Jason Show family. A couple hours ago, we woke up to some good news. The Jason Show was just nominated for an Emmy Award for Best Interview Talk Show. So congratulations. I want to make sure I get everyone here. We have Jeff Orcutt, executive producer, not here today. He got into a fight with a rooster.
Yeah, do we have an update on that?
We don't. We're going to try to figure it out later. Ted Johnson, everybody knows him. Kendall, earning her first Emmy nomination ever. You're looking at an Emmy nominee right there. Photographer Eric, he's in his basement. I don't know how he is. Editor Rob King, hi buddy, hi Fernando. Director Leo. Oh, whatever. Do you notice? Floor director Tyler only applauded Leo.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks, Tyler. And then Marion Davey and Kelly Huffman are big bosses over there in the offices. Now, what's funny is we're going up on this category, Kendall. We're going up against our own station.
Yep. Because
the other show nominated in this category is Enough Said, hosted by Dan Barrero and Justin and Soul Cycle legend Lori Fisher. Yeah. So, and then what's funny though is Enough Said, they have all the nominees on there, but they don't have the bosses listed.
Oh.
Which I would rather walk on my lips than start trouble.
Yeah.
However, the Jason Show put our bosses on the Emmy nomination.
Yeah.
Enough Said did not, and I just don't know what that means. Kendall?
Yeah, it seems suspicious.
It seems again, I don't want to cause any internal problems, but it's a little suspicious to me because without Marion and Kelly, we wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't
That's
be
just
here.
me. Wow. Tyler knows exactly when to hit the fake applause today. Tyler knows. Yep, it's Mims signing that check right there. Anyway, I don't know. There'll probably be a meeting later today with Lori and the Enough Said crew. Maybe an apologies in order. I don't know. But again, congratulations, all kidding aside, to our crew. We really do. Look, we always say we're a small but mighty crew, and the fact that the Emmy folks recognize us even in a nomination is fantastic. But obviously what means the most to us is that you choose to make us a part of your morning every day. Sounds cheesy, but I mean it. You make us a part of your day. We hear it all the time, and it really means that's the reward.
Yeah.
I mean, when we get the Emmy, that'll be nice. No
That'll
offense.
be so cool.
That'll be nice. We'll put it over there on the shelf, and then we'll put a little sign, don't touch Lori. Don't touch,
right.
Don't touch
Don't
Enough Said.
steal this.
Yeah. Let's get started, everybody. We have good stuff today. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Oh, I just got a text message from Lori.
Oh, weird.
She just wrote, wow, wow. There's
caps.
going to be a meeting. Let's get started. The SNL season premiere is this weekend. Wow, that came up real quick. Chris Rock is back to host with Megan Thee Stallion as the musical guest. And the real anticipation, though, isn't the musical guest. It isn't Rock. It's Jim Carrey joining the cast in a way to play Vice President Joe Biden. SNL did a tease for it. Let's see how he's going to look. Okay, Kendall and I discussed this off camera. He looks, it's a little weird. He looks like, who was that character based on books that Neil Patrick Harris played on Netflix? It was a Netflix series.
I don't know.
Oh, Ted, help me out here. He looks like he looks like that character. I don't know.
Jeff would know. And
Yeah, and Jeff's not here. He's, again, Rooster. But it just, series of unfortunate events. Lemony Lemony, whatever. That's what
let me skim it.
whatever.
Yeah,
But
that guy.
a little like that.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
The sunglasses help.
When he puts
sure.
on because the vice president's known for wearing the aviators. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced that they should have brought somebody else in. Let the cast that's there do it. You know.
I like it.
I know.
It's like a special little treat.
I know. I am going to watch it anyway. Maya Rudolph returns as vice presidential candidate. Senator Kamala Harris, and of course, Mr. Trump, our president, will be played again by Alec Baldwin. A lot of guest stars. A lot of guest stars this morning.
guest stars.
Yeah. And we would be remiss. To not say we are hoping and wishing for the best for the entire White House staff and the president and the first lady with the news that we woke up with this morning. Next in the dish, Shawn Mendes is out with new music. The Canadian pop singer's power ballad. When was the last time you heard that? Power ballad. This is Light 105. The song is called Wonder, and it just dropped while we were all sleeping. Let's listen to it.
Right before I close my eyes, the only thing that's on my mind, been dreaming that you feel it too. I wonder what it's like to be loved by you. I wonder what it's like. I wonder what it's like to be loved by you.
I don't know about you, Kendall, but I often run through the woods in a tight tank top, singing at the top of my lungs. The song is the title track for his upcoming album. It's going to be his fourth, and it's going to drop on December 4th. I've listened to this a few times. I played it on the radio show earlier today. And of course, conveniently, Kendall, look right there. He's hit by a giant wave. So now he has a wet tank top. How convenient.
I'm having flashbacks to my Twilight days. It's like the people just running through the forest.
Yeah.
Hot men running through the forest.
And it's just very convenient that he gets hit with a rogue wave.
Oh,
Isn't
my
it, ladies and
goodness.
gentlemen?
And then it never comes back. And
No,
hits him
and he
again, 'cause
never
that's what
dries
happens
off.
to me. It just keeps hitting me.
Yeah, he never dries off. He looks like a special guest at a bachelorette party in Vegas.
Ooh,
Yeah.
special guest. Do you like the music though?
I do. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. I like him. That's a talented young man. I mean, he really is. He has a great voice, very unique voice, very nice. He never says no to fans on the street, which I'm sure would get annoying.
Yeah.
And I saw him in Chicago. I literally passed him, and I didn't want to bother him.
You're just like, that's him.
Yeah, you can't. He's very tall, and you can't help it. I'm like, I think I just passed Shawn Mendes on the Magnificent Mile, but I don't want to bother people.
Right.
Let the man shop.
Yeah.
Let
Let him
shop.
go.
Let him live his
go.
life. Next in the dish, don't you dare look me in the eye or else. Jessica Alba. This is the craziest story of the day, I think. Jessica Alba is opening up about her experience on the 90s Fox hit 90210, the original. Jessica played a pregnant teenager in season 8. Here's a little bit of it. And walked into the clinic where Jenny Garth's character was working. Look at that hair. Girl, that is some late 90s hair right there.
It is.
Jessica Alba said she was told to, quote, not look any cast member in the eye or you will be thrown off the set. You are not to have eye contact at all. She said really made it hard to do scenes where she was supposed to be looking at them. This is ridiculous. The only reason I think this is real is why would Jessica Alba make it up 10, 15, 20 years later?
Right, now, especially when she's like a megastar. She's not just some E-list celebrity who's trying to get her name out there. No,
she doesn't need it.
Right.
She has the brand, what is it, Kind or Trust?
Honest Company.
Honest.
You were so kind.
I picked every word. Kind, honest, buy my stuff. No, but she doesn't need this, right? She doesn't need it.
No.
So I can see this. They were pills. They were, look, all of these youngins that get that level of success, they're on magazines, they're on lunchboxes, they have nobody in their life that tells them no. They get a big head, you know?
Right.
And I'm sure they thought they did not stink, as my grandma used to say.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, especially that they told her that, and it was like, well, you have scenes with me where I'm supposed to look them in the eye. And it sounds like nothing was ever clarified, that this isn't just for off camera. On camera, you can look at them.
Full disclosure, I didn't let Shane look at me for seasons 1, 2, and 3 of this show.
It's true. I had to put it in the contract that I was allowed to look at you.
Still not sure that was a good decision on my part, but what are we gonna do? We're Emmy nominated now, so there's no going back. We're gonna take a break. We have a lot more to come. Stay right there. We'll be back on this Friday right after this. Kendall, don't look at me. Look over there. Look over there. Don't you go anywhere. Coming up.
I can't tell you everything.
Nene Leakes gets emotional with Tamron Hall talking about her exit from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Is she ever going to come back to the series? Then, have you noticed some changes at your grocery store during the pandemic? Well, you're not imagining things. Stephanie Hansen is back with what exactly is going on at your favorite store. And clean beauty is all the rage, but what exactly is it? Kendall is finding out. Stay right there. We will be right back.
We here at Meanwhile Family Entertainments and Weapons Systems Incorporated sometimes come across so many fast food related stories that we have to create our new Quarantine While subsegment, Cuisine While. Cuisine While. As a fun way to soothe people under lockdown, a Brooklyn pizzeria is offering comforting words as a delivery menu item. I don't think they get how pizza works. Melted cheese on bread is the comfort. Words are an unnecessary topping like vegetables. You say you want them, but come on. According to the pizzeria, for $1, our delivery driver will look you straight in the eyes and tell you everything's going to be okay, and you're doing the best you can. And for $2, they won't. By the way, everything's going to be okay, and you're doing the best you can.
That's right. That's right, Stephen. We're doing the very best we can. Welcome back. Colbert last night during his segment Quarantine While. I don't know if I would want that. When I'm getting something delivered,
Don't make eye contact. Just put it down on the step.
No, can I just get the pizza? And I tip well. By the way, at the end of the show, I'll tell you, speaking of tipping, I have a story. I was going to do it at the beginning, but then the Emmy stuff happened.
Yeah.
You know, Lori Fisher left off our bosses on the Emmy nomination, so that took over things. I have a story, though, coming up at the end of the show. Next in the dish.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's the cheese.
Thank you. I'm a professional. It's been a rough week for one of the OG housewives, Nene Leakes. She recently left the Atlanta franchise, but when her frenemy Wendy Williams called her out on Andy Cohen's show, saying Nene will be back because she needs the attention and money, Nene took to Twitter. She accused Wendy of being on cocaine, and then she accused of Andy Cohen of being a racist, saying no one knew who Andy was until they knew who she was. She says the show always tries to manipulate black women to say negative things about each other, and they have always used her for ratings. Well, we brought you that story earlier. Well, since that tweet, Nene was on Tamron Hall's show and got emotional talking about how she was treated by Bravo. Look at this.
You said that you want to meet potentially with the folks over at Bravo behind the scenes, that you think that something can be worked out. These allegations are, again, very serious. Discrimination, bullying. What is there to be worked out? What do you want from them?
I can't tell you everything that I want from them, but I can tell you that I want fair treatment. I deserve fair treatment. I haven't done anything that no one else has done there, or haven't done even worse. So I don't deserve this treatment. I'm as confused as you are.
Yeah, and I'm really confused and a little surprised this is continuing, that Nene's pushing this. Let me acknowledge, I do feel weird, blunt honesty here. I feel weird as a white dude commenting on how a black woman feels about potentially racist behavior in her workplace.
Right.
Having said that, I do watch these shows, so I will just observe this. She made this, Nene was talking about how the show pits black women against each other. With all due respect, all of the Housewives franchises do that.
Right.
And they're predominantly white, you know, so that one I think is going to be a little hard. But again, it's not my place to tell a black woman how she should feel in that arena. I am just saying, looking at the franchise as a whole, it's all about pitting women against each other. That's what a lot of you probably don't like the franchise. That's what it is. It's conflict, it's drama. If you don't have that, that's why people are let go. If you don't stir, if you're not the straw that stirs the drink, you're let go. So that, going into it. So that's the one thing about Nene's argument that I don't get.
I don't either, because you hit the nail on the head. I don't really watch the show because I don't love watching that drama play out. Like, I just don't, frankly. And so that is an odd comment to me. I don't know what any of the rest of it was like.
Yeah,
so.
We're not there. Nene has her experiences. I'm just saying, as a viewer, just as the Housewives watching it, I don't know if that portion of Nene's argument is going to stand up. Next in the dish, speaking of that, remember I told you how if people don't create drama, they get the boot? Well, Teddy Mellencamp is opening up about her exit from the Beverly Hills franchise. On her podcast, she said she found out she was no longer on the cast when her friends started texting her while she was riding her Peloton. 4 more, 3 more. Oh, I'm fired. 2 more. But she says it wasn't that surprising. She says they filmed so many amazing things with her last year that they never showed on the show. She says that should have been the writing on the wall. She should have known that she was out. She insists that she's a likable, redeemable, redeeming human being. She is. Look, here's the deal. I've poked fun at Teddy. I liked her in season 1. She is nice. But I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest, on Beverly Hills, it's like watching a stapler, you know? She's just not, because I go to that show for guilty pleasure.
Yes.
I go for the fun drama. You know, I go, like, what's Lisa Rinna gonna do today?
What do her lips look like today?
Teddy just didn't really have a storyline.
Right.
But I liked her as a person.
I was going to ask you that because she says that she's a likable, redeeming person. So she's right in that. She's not just like, saying
the Housewives franchise isn't a place. It's not a well for nice people.
Right.
It's a well for dramatic people.
It would never work here.
No. Oh, no. Well.
Maybe.
It could work here. Oh, yeah. I've always thought Minnesota would be a great location for a Real Housewives franchise.
Just because of all the Minnesota nice, but not so nice.
The Real Housewives of White Bear Lake. Don't write me. I'm just threw that name out of, there's very nice people in White Bear. Next in the dish, Kristen Cavallari is opening up about her split from former quarterback Jay Cutler. Kendall loves the story. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, she said, splitting from Jay wasn't an easy decision, but something she thought about every single day for 2 years. The couple married about 7 years ago and split up. Previously, her people have said Jay was lazy and lacked motivation to do anything. That's a wonderful thing to say about your spouse. Hi, honey. What's for dinner? And you are unmotivated to do anything. Love you. Yeah.
Well, you kind of see it playing out in the show. So anyone who watches or used to watch Very Cavallari, you could see that she was always like, go, 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 making the kids lunches. She was doing all the family things and her own business. And Jay would sit and genuinely, honestly, watch his deer camera all day.
I'm sorry, watch his what?
Deer camera.
What do you mean? Like there's a deer, like a camera on a deer stand or something?
Yeah, like he put a camera for deer hunting in the woods, but he wasn't hunting. He was just watching the deer.
Next in the dish. No, I wish those crazy kids the very best.
I do too. I loved that show. Jay Cutler is who he is. You know what I mean?
And there's nothing worse if you're a motivated person and you're with somebody that's not driven, and being driven means a lot to you.
It takes you down.
It takes you down. Yeah, it was one of my first questions. I mean, because I think every relationship you have, I learned a lot from my ex before Colin, a great guy, but I learned a lot from him of what I wanted. I learned a lot from the guy before him. I learned never date somebody that has a fake British accent.
You did. And then before that, you learned not to date a girl.
Wow. Tyler, there's no laughing at that. There's no laughing. That's right.
Where are the applause?
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. Score one for Kendall. Yeah, in the early 90s, I learned probably shouldn't be dating women. Next in the dish, I talked about the show Ratchet last week on Netflix. It's the latest series from Ryan Murphy, you know, who did Glee and Nip Tuck and blah, blah, blah. American Horror Story. I finished it, and before I give you my thoughts, here's a little bit of the trailer if you haven't seen it.
The minute you walked in the joint.
We had a saying in the Corps, save one life and you're a hero. Save 100 lives. Well, then you're a nurse.
Do you wanna have fun? How about a few laughs?
You have been subjected to enough pain.
I can show you a good time.
But you deserve someone to show you mercy. How different I would be if someone had.
Yeah, her life wasn't filled with a lot of mercy. Ratchet stars Sarah Paulson as the title character. We kind of find out what made Nurse Ratchet in the 70s film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's what it's about. Ryan Murphy drives me nuts sometimes. Over the years on this show, I used to love American Horror Story, and he drives me nuts because I like the shows. I like his shows for 3 episodes, and then I always say Ryan Murphy takes a turn down Nutter Butter Avenue, and then he loses me. I haven't liked a season of American Horror Story since season 2, which was Asylum. I am here on the Jason Show today to tell you for the first time since then, I have liked a Ryan Murphy show from tip to tail.
Wow, Jason, that's big of you. Ratchet
was really good. Look, I'll warn you, it's not for everybody. It is gory in parts. The gore, though extensive in some scenes, serves the story. Is it outlandish? Yes, but it's a dark comedy, you know? What makes this good is the writing, the characters. Judy Davis as Nurse Bucket. My mom is smiling right now. Nurse Bucket is one of the best characters Ryan Murphy has created in years, played by the great Judy Davis. Sarah Paulson will break your heart 1 minute and make you cringe the next. Finn Wittrock plays a killer who's in the institution the hospital there. It's really good. And the ending, though my sister-in-law scared me and she said she didn't love the ending, I liked it. But she didn't know there's going to be a season 2.
Oh, there's a season 2.
See, thank you. Yes, There's going to be a season 2. So I liked it. Ryan, congratulations. You didn't irritate me today. Yeah.
Congratulations, Ryan.
And Dar loved it. So two different demographics. My mom
totally,
loved it.
Yeah.
Yes. Dar's nodding her head right now with her dog. Still ahead, Kendall dives into the clean beauty world. What is it? Well, she's going to chat with a local expert and tell you. But next, how have our shopping habits changed since the pandemic began? Stephanie Hansen will join us coming up live from her van with the answer when we return. Back in a moment. Live from her van. Hope you guys are having a good Friday. Thank you for making us a part of it. Welcome back. The pandemic has changed the way we do a lot of things these days, seriously. Nowhere is that more obvious than the grocery store, where Americans are spending more money than ever before. That's because we're cooking. Joining us to talk about how our grocery shopping has changed is the co-host of The Weekly Dish and America's new favorite cross-country traveler, the great in a turtleneck, Stephanie Hansen. Good morning, Stephanie.
Hi, I'm wearing my warm turtleneck today. Oh my gosh, it's already like winter.
Well, okay, I got to apologize to the viewers at home. I kept teasing and poking a little fun that you were going to be live from your van down by the river. You are, in fact, in your guest bedroom, right?
I am. I did put a picture of our old van in the corner just so that you could have reference. Yeah, we had to cut the trip a couple days short. Unfortunately, my dad is sick in Wisconsin and I needed to deal with some family stuff. So we came home a couple days early.
Oh, my friend, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sending you love. Before we get to this list, I do want to ask you, just to tie up the van, now that you're back, we followed your adventures. You were live for us. Your favorite part of the whole thing, Steph?
Oh, my favorite part of the whole thing, this sounds kind of weird, but I just love like being outside in nature. You know, we're in this van and we're traveling around the country and it's coronavirus times, but we don't really talk to very many people or see very many people because we have everything all contained in the van. We have a bathroom, a shower, the bed, the food. So just like the idea of being out in nature and how just incredibly beautiful this entire country is.
Yeah.
I'm just stunned by how amazing.
Yeah. Did you catch that swordfish on the wall behind you during your travels?
Actually, we did buy that on one of our travels.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Because we're also sailors, which
Yeah.
I know. We like to be out and about. We don't sit still very long.
Well, when you do sit still, you grocery shop a lot because you cook a lot. Things are changing, as I said in the intro. One of the things that you listed here, trips are fewer, lists are better. What do you mean?
Okay, so grocery shopping is like my love language, right? Like I love going to the store. I never shopped online for food. I want to touch things. I want to feel things. And I was not a list maker because I would just go to the grocery store and I would buy all the produce and all the meats and the things that I thought looked really good.
Yeah.
And then I'd come home and I'd figure out what I was going to make. No more, my friend. Like pandemic shopping is just, it's ruined me. It's terrible for me because I'm like white knuckling it with my cart, panic driving through the aisles, like throwing stuff in.
Oh no.
And it's not very pleasurable. So I'm trying to do what a lot of Americans are doing now, and we're making lists. We're being more thoughtful and we're planning out our shopping. We're not going to just like willy-nilly and hang out in the aisle and look at labels. No, it's a lot more planned. It's a lot more list driven.
Yeah.
And frankly, for me, a lot less fun. I don't know.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well, you can still be spontaneous, Hansen.
Not really. Like, I love to go to the store and like look at everything. I love to read the labels.
Yeah.
Now I feel like if I'm reading a label, someone's like 6 feet away from me trying to get past.
Where are you shopping? In a Stephen King novel? Are you in Salem's Lot? Is there a Cub in Salem's Lot?
I feel like it because I'm panicked. I have a ton of anxiety just even going to the store, and I am not alone. This is very common for Americans right now. We have changed completely the way that we shop.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
I love Salem's Lot too. That was a good reference.
Thank you.
Pull up the 90s.
They don't give these shows to monkeys, you know? Seriously. Number 2, online aisles are bustling. What do you mean by that, Hansen?
Well, had you ever online grocery shopped before the pandemic?
A little bit. I did for my mom.
Okay. It was really a small percentage of Americans that were shopping online for groceries. It was like in the single digits. Now, as many as 60% of people have shopped online for groceries.
Oh, wow.
And it's incredible. The whole field grew by 81% in the span of 6 weeks. So a lot of people are having groceries delivered at home, and not just like, your Instacarts and your Byerlys, but, Amazon Prime taking over Whole Foods has really brought that into the forefront. And also people are buying like macaroni and cheese on Amazon.
Yeah. And the interfaces, Stephanie, are getting easier and more intuitive. It's not so cumbersome.
Yeah. And a lot of these services like Instacart, for example, there is an actual person that goes into a store and picks things for you. So that appeals to me a little bit more because I feel like it's literally someone, I don't know them, but they maybe are taking care to pick my bananas and my fruit.
Yeah.
I still am going into the store. For me, it's just, I want to touch things. I want to look at things, but it is not as pleasurable as it used to be.
You mentioned fruit. You mentioned fruit. We're going to try to squeeze one more in here and do the rest on the other side. Yeah. It says orange is the new snack. What do you mean?
Who would have thunk it that orange sales, literal navel oranges, sales have increased 73%. Now, oranges are delicious. They're very handy. You can peel and eat. But I personally think it has to do with that people are loading up on vitamin C because of the coronavirus. But who could have seen that trend coming? Oranges being like amazing.
Yeah. The Queen of Salem's Lot will be back with more of her list when we return. Stay right there, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. More with our good friend Stephanie Hansen talking about how grocery stores have changed and are changing the pandemic, especially those in the outskirts of Salem's Lot. We have number 4 on here, redrawing the store. What do you mean by that?
Okay, remember when you'd go into the store and they'd have like all the new things on the ends of the aisles and they'd have like the Halloween display? Well, now in each of the stores, there's almost like a coronavirus display that has your hand sanitizer, your wipes, your toilet paper, your paper towel, all of that stuff. And they've really reorganized the store so that the staples are on the end caps, not the new sort of frivolous things.
Yeah.
So you might see soups and you might see saltine crackers, like things that people are grabbing that are staples now.
Oh, you know what? You're absolutely right. As I think about the stores that I go into, yeah, there's the occasional featured item, but yeah, there are a lot of essentials.
Yeah, it's like pastas and tomato sauces and things are grouped together so that if you're panic shopping like me and throwing stuff in the cart, you're like at that aisle and you're like, oh, here's noodles. I could take 3 noodles. Oh, there's some sauce. I can take some sauce. Versus like before, it was always the new products that were introduced on the end of the aisles. Because a lot of people don't know this, but companies would pay to be on those end caps. So it's all different.
The next one on your list, and I've felt this, choices are shrinking.
Yeah. So, okay. And this is not good for foodies. Sorry. You used to be able to go to the store and there'd be like 6 different kinds of tomatoes. You'd have your San Marzano, you'd have your petite diced. Now, like instead of 6, they're going to go with 3. And they're really paring all of the selection down so that they can still have a lot of items, but the depth of the product SKUs are not as deep. So instead of having like 4 kinds of gluten-free pasta, you might just have 2. They're really just taking all of their popular brands and they're narrowing down the amount of choices that you have in the store.
Number 6, the freezer is hot. Hot.
Okay, this is awesome because it's given people a lot of opportunity, including yourself, Jason. People want frozen foods that they can throw in their freezers that they can cook when they don't have anything super easy or handy.
I'm sure hoping so. I'm counting on it, Steph. I'm counting on it.
Yeah, frozen biscuits, frozen scones, frozen croissants, frozen pizzas. Also like bagged vegetables. It used to be that people wouldn't buy frozen vegetables because they seemed like not as fresh. They're actually very fresh because they're frozen right at the point of putting them in the bags. And people are loading up their carts with frozen vegetables and frozen pre-made foods.
Absolutely. And finally, number 7, local is a big lure.
Yeah. So people are freaked out that there's going to be a loss of something in the store. Like, oh, we're not going to have meat. We're not going to have this. So what's happened is the distribution chain was interrupted. And a lot of stores are bringing in more local products because people want to support their local neighbors. They want the money to stay in the community. Remember that every dollar you spend, if you spend it with a local company, 70% of that dollar stays in Minnesota, pays for things like taxes and healthcare and all those things we want that are good. So really being purposeful about spending your money in Minnesota companies and buying Minnesota products. It makes a huge difference if you look at your cart and just like, okay, can I swap out a product that's a Minnesota product versus something that's national? If you can do that just a little bit of the time, think of all the families and the people you're impacting in our own state.
It's a good reminder. We have just a few seconds. I want to tell you, thank you to you. I named a best thing ever recently that you kind of informed me about, and that is the new Certix restaurant sidebar. I went to it a couple weeks ago. I will say it's one of my favorite new places in Minneapolis. So all of you watching, if you're coming into the city, it's fantastic, Steph.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
I knew it would be. They are such pros, not only in how they make a space feel, but just the food. Like
Yeah.
they take simple cheese platter and it feels so elevated and special, and it's very airy in there and lots of great wine pairings.
Yeah, it's good. And Minnesota right there. She's Minnesota too. Her and her turtleneck. Live from Salem's Lot, it's Stephanie Hansen, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. For more information, head to stephaniesdish.com, and you can catch her Saturday mornings. This is my guilty pleasure on Saturday mornings when I'm driving around on the Weekly Dish on My Talk 107.1. That's a good radio station. Still ahead, everybody. Clean beauty, what is it? Kendall will explain right after this. Good radio station, Kendall. Have you ever listened to it? The morning show's really good. That's why we're Emmy nominated. Forget us, Kendall. That camera work by Adam right there. That's why we go. That's why. Just don't mind me as I take a drink out of my giant porg. Yeah.
Porg. That's what they're
Porg,
called. I
with a
remember
P.
them from Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. It's one of my favorite mugs I've ever gotten at the Walt Disney World. It's
Fabulous.
giant though. It's heavy. Like if a giant puma was coming at me, I could just
Take them out.
Welcome back. Clean beauty is one of the biggest trends of the year in the beauty industry. But what is it? And is there a benefit for all you watching? Kendall chatted with a local skin expert to find out. Take a look.
Lindsay, I go to Target, I go to Sephora, I open a blog, I open a magazine. Everybody is talking about clean beauty. What is it?
Yeah, so clean beauty is really honestly a movement geared towards eliminating those toxic ingredients and toxic chemicals from all of those topical beauty things that we use. So whether it's makeup, skincare, shampoos, really you're gonna start to see more and more companies kind of jumping on this bandwagon of eliminating unhealthy and unsafe ingredients from their products.
Okay, you brought up a really good point. Like, what are the benefits to clean beauty? It seems like we've been working with what we've been working with for a long time.
Right. Well, and yes, I mean, there are some ingredients that have been around for a really long time, but more and more companies are starting to realize that there are some unsafe products towards our health. So the main benefit is obviously creating a healthier lifestyle with products and not using toxic and harmful chemicals. Clean beauty is great for those who are sensitive skin types because a lot of products don't have those irritating ingredients. And then another benefit is a lot of clean beauty also are cruelty-free towards animals. So a lot of people like that for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where I found interest in it, was just knowing the animals, one, but also like this has to be, I mean, your skin's an organ, right? So it's eating what you're putting on your face, you know?
Exactly. It's the same as what we're eating. We don't want to eat toxic things. We also don't want to put it on our body as well.
Right. Okay. What are the drawbacks? We talked about some of the good things. What are the drawbacks to clean beauty?
There is definitely a drawback in the fact that the word clean is not currently regulated. So it's kind of left up to interpretation as far as what you might think something is clean versus what a company is advertising as clean. And there's not really even a lot of consensus among researchers and even countries on which ingredients actually are harmful or not. For example, the EU has banned close to 1,400 toxic ingredients, whereas the US has only banned about 30. So that adds to the confusion of who do I believe and which products can I use and can't use.
Okay, so I'm interested. I'm on board for this. How do I start?
The first thing I'd say is research. You know, if this is something that you're interested in, you're going to have to commit a little bit of time and energy into researching, you know, different companies that are claiming to be clean, different skincare ingredients and beauty ingredients. Once you start to do that research, you'll start to see a theme amongst like ingredient names that are really popular as far as being eliminated. Examples are parabens, sulfates, talc, lead, formaldehyde. Once you start to do that research and become familiarized, you'll be able to kind of come up with what you think is clean beauty for your standards.
Okay, no, good to know. Okay, so I've done all that. I've done my research. I'm figuring it out. How do you shop for these products?
Well, after you've done that research, the one thing I tell all my clients is you will know so much more about a product from the back of it than the front. So never trust a beauty label, the front of a product. Always turn that product around and look at that ingredient list. And if you've done that pre-research, you'll get to know kind of those ingredients that you want to avoid. For example, I personally avoid something called sodium lauryl sulfate in my cleansers and shampoos, mainly because I just think it's kind of stripping to the skin and it's really unnecessarily harsh. So every time that I buy a new shampoo or cleanser, I'm always flipping it around and looking at that ingredient list to make sure that it's not there. The thing that I love about clean beauty is that it's truly empowering consumers to actually want to do research and know what's in their products versus before. I feel like in the past, kind of that what your grandmother used error, they just went based off of what the salesperson told them to buy. But now we hold the power as consumers to demand quality ingredients and products in our beauty standards.
Just like with clean eating, Kendall joins me now. It's the thing, especially with the younger generation. It used to be trendy. I remember when I was younger, you never, like local places, you didn't go. You wanted the big, nothing against the big brands and the big, but I was just thinking about this. You wanted the big brands. Now the trend is it's hip to go to these local places that promote clean eating and clean beauty.
Right, exactly. And she and I talked about it's a lot like the green on cleaning labels, how we found out like sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean anything at all. She and I had a great conversation after we stopped rolling about like even what does organic in beauty mean? It's fascinating. She's got a ton of information. Check her out. She's Skin Health by Lindsay.
That's right. So that's what Kendall said. Skin Health right there, right underneath Kendall. Skin Health by Lindsay. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after these words. Stay with us. Clean health. Welcome back. We have some breaking news to share with you. We now have our first exclusive picture of the rooster attack on executive producer Jeff, and we just want to warn you, it may be hard to look at. Take a look at this. Jeff never... I can't even read this. Jeff never stood a chance. Allegedly, there's video of the incident, but the person who shot it is demanding 3 payments of $29.95, and that is beyond our budget. He is going to kill us. We all may not have, between attacking Lori Fisher at the beginning of the broadcast and now making fun of our executive producer at the end of it.
That's a turkey, by the way, Ted.
Is that a turkey?
It's not even a rooster.
Did we put the wrong bird on the graphic? We couldn't even get a joke
We're
right?
never going to win an Emmy.
Hold on a minute. The Emmy people just took away our Emmy nomination. That's a turkey, Ted. That's not a rooster.
A turkey.
Okay, we'll be right back. Stay with. Thank goodness it's Friday. Is it Friday? Thank you. It's Friday. Thank you. Welcome back to the Jason Show, where we do in fact know the difference between a turkey and a rooster. Hi. I said at the top of the show I have a story. I'll make it quick. I'm used to people saying, weird things to me, or just asking, whether it's social media. I've been called names. People have, people say nice things. My point is you can't surprise me anymore. So we went out to celebrate. I had a really good meeting about something yesterday, and so we went out to celebrate, and at Serum's in Anoka, where I go a lot, and the pull tab lady came up to me and she goes, "Jason, can I talk to you?" And I went, "Oh no, oh God." She was, "Yeah." I said, "Of course." She was, "We had a woman come in here that walked up to me and said, 'Is Jason Matheson here?'" And the woman goes, "No, I mean he's here sometimes, but no, not today." Funny, I came 2 hours later. She was, "Can I ask you something? Is he a good tipper?" And I looked at her and I go, "She did not ask that." And then the manager, Neely, who knows me, has known me for 15 years, Neely comes by and she goes, "Oh yeah, it's the #1 question people ask about you because you talk about Serum so much. So when people ask, They ask if I'm a good tipper.
That's the number one question.
The number one question. Not if I'm a jerk or nice or
Yeah.
whatever, but the answer is a resounding yes. I was a surfer. I over-tip, actually, to the point where my father-in-law rolls his eyes. But yeah, it just cracked me up. I never would ask that question about somebody. But
I can confirm, great tipper. I've been out to eat with you.
thank you. I am. I love the service industry. Monday on the show, Rose McGee from Sweet Potato Comfort Pies will be back. But right now, thank you for joining us. If you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong, not even a rooster. We'll see you on Monday, everybody. Thanks for watching.